Hello, I would like to provide some information on what I mean when I say I'm crashing. I'm crashing is the term that I use now because the reason for these crashes is undetermined. So I'm crashing is a Judith Howard term that has no medical any influence whatsoever. It's just what happens to me while I'm living. Okay, so what happens, I'll describe it from what I'm feeling, not what anything, that makes sense. It doesn't make sense. So stop trying to make sense of it. It doesn't. Okay, so crashing is when I have what I used to call episodes, but even that has become controversial. But during these moments in time that can last in duration anywhere from 4 minutes to 40 minutes as I've tracked so far. These crashes happen around the clock, 24/7. If I'm sleeping, if I'm standing, if I'm sitting, it doesn't matter what's happening and what I'm doing. I'm typically never stressed out when these things occur. So again, don't diagnose it, but what happens is I start feeling very flush everywhere. Especially in the back of my head becomes very hot to the touch. And I start sweating profusely, saturating sweat, instantly. Within seconds, I'm soaked. If I don't arrest it before it escalates. So when it comes on, and I used to have a 14-minute warning, now I get maybe a 20-second warning, if that. And so when it comes on and I say I'm crashing, what's helpful to me, I found, is that when I'm crashing and I'm starting to overheat from the inside, like there's something happening inside of my body, chemically or otherwise, that everybody's angry. Every one of my organs is angry. And so I feel my brain swelling. And then the back of my skull down to basically just above my shoulder blades, that entire section just heats up like unbelievable. And then the pain and muscle spasms around the neck start getting very tense. And then I sometimes will go into some kind of where it locks up, where I just go into some contorted position and it just locks up. And it feels like the muscles are kind of holding me into a place. And the place that it holds me in is typically very uncomfortable and painful. But I won't express pain anymore. Ends up feeling pain is somewhat criminal. So I won't show you that I'm a criminal anymore, which is weird. So there's no way to know or interpret if I'm really in pain or not. I'm not telling you anymore. And so, and it's not you personal. It's just how I've learned to get along with the world, anybody who's in a human body, because they're all reacting the same. So anyway, like there's one where it's starting to kind of go into motion. My right arm does not work. I can't lift it, but I can use my hand. I can use my wrist. It's just weird. Anyway, so when I'm crashing, usually I lose all strength and I can't hold myself up anymore. With all of my muscle and all of my strength, I fall down. Sometimes it feels like I'm in a spin cycle and that I just have to get on the floor. And so, but I can also be seated. So we're going to try this. We're trying this for the first time. This is my mom's wheelchair. And so I can't do anything on the first floor because I have to stand up on the first floor. But upstairs on the second floor and in the basement, I've already organized all my furniture, so I have a place to fall. I don't have a place to fall on the first floor, but Cortez is hooking me up on that. So anyway, if I say I'm crashing, and then I need a cold bottled water from the fridge as soon as possible. And then what I'm going to do with that is my head is on fire and my brain is on fire, my neck is on fire, my torso is on fire, my lungs are starting to feel like I can't breathe as easily. And so it's labored breath. And then if I don't stop it, so how I stop it is I put the ice cold water on my crown, and then I drink 4 sips. And then I need 2 to 3 minutes of just nothingness. No questions, no effort, just nothing. I need nothing for 3 minutes. Time it. And then by the end of the 3 minutes, I'll start the cool down. Sometimes the cool down will overcorrect. And when the cool down overcorrects, I get very chilled, bone chills. And the bone chills, it's fun if you can see it. It doesn't happen every time. But the hairs on my arm, I'll get goosebumps. And the hairs will go up and down, and up and down, and up and down. And that'll go for like a minute, where I could just look at the hairs on my arms just going up and down, up and down, up and down. Bizarre, right? But it's a good sign, because that means that my temperature is starting to regulate again. It does feel like I've never had a heat stroke, but I imagine it feels like a heat stroke. So that's what happens when I'm crashing. If those steps are missed, I am at risk for going into full body convulsions. I cannot be standing while I'm having a crash. I will for sure go into full body spasms and convulsions that feel, I give myself whiplash when I have these kind of convulsions. It feels like a car accident that the impact lasts for as long as I'm having these convulsions. I'm pushing muscles, I'm tearing, I'm just doing all sorts of damage to my hardware when I have convulsions. So we need to stop the convulsions. And the way to stop the convulsions, evidently, is by laying down. And so, crash, then ice water, cool down, crash, lay down, ice water, and cool down. Okay, so those are the steps that I'm doing every other hour around the clock. And so if somebody's with me, I just wanted to provide some guidance on how you can respond in that situation. Thanks. Bye.